Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So this reading was requested by Childish Cambino. Shout out to you. You also requested a love reading, and I think what does your boss think of you? I will get those done for the rest of the week. However, I really want to do career today. Yeah, I do have a few other pick up piles coming out. I just want to say massive thank you to each and every one of you for continuously subscribing to this page, pouring into this page, even though I'm not the most consistent, but I just have a lot going on. Nothing stressful, but just so many things that I haven't even watched my favorite YouTubers, my favorite tarot readers. It's been a while and I have so much to catch up on. So yeah. As usual, I'd just like to take the time to let you guys know that Rose Forever has sent me the red roses. I was so used to the pink. Some of you guys made a comment and said, I'm surprised you're not wearing pink today. I do go through phases. I'm a Gemini, so I do love wearing pink, but sometimes I get bored of wearing the same thing, so I like to change things up. So we have the red, okay? And these roses last up to a year. They're from Rose Forever. They smell divine, okay? If you guys love roses like myself, or you know someone who does, get them some roses. Use my code Gemini20 for $20 off. And if you guys are into crystals and they work well for you, as I've been wearing the same 3 ones I always promote, because I specifically chose these ones, rose quartz, green jade, and citrine, because they work well for me, okay? In terms of healing, self-love, attracting love, abundance, creativity, self-confidence, you name it. They work well for me. So if you're interested in crystals that work for you, go over to otterspirit.com and use my code GeminiM20. So GeminiEM20, okay? As you guys may or may not be aware, I have other channels. So I have another channel called Awkward Confidence. If you want to know what I do on there, just click. If it's your fancy, subscribe. If it's not, I understand. And I have another channel, which is Gemini Empress Collective. So it's just more of readings that are just for the collective, whatever comes to me in that moment. I don't really post on there often, but it's there for those who it will resonate with. And for some of you who are very, very new here, I am a Miss Uganda UK finalist of 2025, and the charity that we're working with this year is the Salama School for the Blind. So it would mean the world to me if you guys could donate to these children in Kampala, Uganda. It could be as little as 50 cents. It's all about whatever you can afford. I aim to get to £1,000, but it's okay if we don't reach our goal. Most likely I probably won't, but every little helps anyway, so I'm not really fazed about the end goal. I just want to be able to make some sort of a difference, and I know you guys too. But thank you to those who have donated, okay? Well, that being said, let's get our pile selection. So it's 2 minutes and 56 seconds. I only have 4 piles today because I feel like 4 is really fitting when it comes to these sort of readings, okay? Pile 1, we have the possum and the peony, which is Bashfulness. Pile 2 is the fox and the ivy, which is Adaptability. And then we have the elk and the ash, which is Strength. And then we have the horse and bluebell, Modest Fortitude. Okay, so go ahead and pick a piles. I'm going to start. Okay, so pile 1 is at 3 minutes and 39 seconds. You guys chose the possum and the peony, which is Bashfulness. Okay, we have the earth pulsing, pulse of the mother, slow down, time in nature. Then we have love affair, be aware, love affairs at work rarely and well. Okay, don't lose your mind. Okay, and we have you were right. And then we have the 6 of Wands, which is fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So what is it that you need to know regarding your career? Some of you guys need to know that you guys have a lot of skills, a lot of things to offer when it comes to any sort of career that you're trying to build, whether you're currently in work or you're not in work and you're wanting to know what's next. But a lot of it, your confidence is being a really big barrier to getting exactly where you want to go. So I'm not just talking about 9 to 5, I'm also talking about people who want to make it in a big industry. A lot of your confidence is needed because you guys chose Bashfulness. So it's like playing it safe, doing what is required, but not really going above and beyond to stand out. This is not going to help you if you really want to get a certain position that you may be wanting, okay? I see you guys doing some inner work And then eventually with time getting the things that you want in your career, like success, more praise, more acknowledgement, maybe even a pay rise, okay? But Earth pulsing, pulse of the mother, slow down, time and nature. You guys could be wanting a better position. You could be wanting to make it really big, whatever you're wanting in your career. But there's a reason why things are taking slower for the time being, especially now between now and 6 months. A lot of reflection is needed. This is not going to apply for everyone, this what I'm about to say, but love affair. Some of you guys may have had some fling or some talking situation at work. It rarely works out and it is sometimes really messy. So the best thing to do is stay away from it. If you've entered a new job, yeah, there could be someone who's trying to like flirt with you or may want to try and get with you. But Spirit is warning you it's not going to work between now and 6 months time. The thing is with you when it comes to the things that you do, like you are right about a lot of things because we have you are right, but it's all about your delivery though when it comes to work settings. For some of you, if you are unemployed, I'm not gonna lie, between now and the next 6 months, by the time you get a job, you will get one, but it will probably be at like month 5 or month 4. Like it won't be like, oh, next month or the month after. It requires a lot of weight basically because there's more reflection and more inner transformation that needs to be done. So I do see you eventually getting a job if you are unemployed and you will be successful with it. But that's because you would have done a lot of inner workings to make yourself become like stand out, more authentic, more true to yourself, you know, instead of just having this energy of like, oh, let me do what's expected of me and that's it. Okay. But if you guys, okay, some of you could have been fired, not everyone in this pile. And if you're wondering like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said this, maybe I shouldn't have done that, because I'm getting some people may have been fired, but we have you were right in the situation. Some of you may have second guessed yourself, like, was I wrong? Maybe I should have not said anything. No, you were right, but you were surrounded with prideful people, okay? For others of you in a current job, I do see elevation, but only once you start putting yourself out there more, like really going above and beyond to be more charming and just putting yourself out there. Because in this society, you're not really judged on your skills. You're actually judged on if everyone likes you, and it sucks. You know, it sucks being like that, especially if you're very introverted and you're just kind of like, you take everything literal as well. You're just like, I'm just here to do my job. I don't want to do too much with the over socializations and over this. But doing those things and being overly social and charming and just getting society to like you is, yeah, unfortunately, that's going to win you favor in the workplace you're in. It's reminding me of Glinda and Alphaba, where Glenda is popular. She gets her way because she knows how to win people over, and she's beautiful. But then Alphaba is more like skill-based, like, oh, I just happen to be good at this, you know, but no one really cares about it, which is sucks, you know, in the society. But I do see elevation, but it's going to come with more confidence. The more you work on yourself, I see a pay rise, I see positions being discussed, more favorable people and situations at work. But it's going to take time before it gets to that, okay? For those of you who are talking about career as in, like, what you want to do, like your dream job basically, and you haven't really manifested it yet, or you feel like you should be here but you're all the way here, right? There's a reason why it's taking time. There's transformation that needs to be done. There needs to be like a bridge between you and your authentic self instead of how you're trying to portray yourself. But don't make any, you're being warned to not make any love connections with anyone in the workplace or just anyone within your field for the time being. Especially if everyone knows everyone kind of field, or it's a bit messy, or, you know, things like that. Like you're being asked to be a little bit more, like open-minded to love outside of your work, okay? But yeah, so short. If you're unemployed, I see employment around 4 months to 5 months time to 6 months time. So not any time soon, like next month or the month after. If you are employed in a office-based job or just working under somebody, I do see you getting more praising, more acknowledgement, maybe even a better position. However, it's going to take a long time to get to that point. There's something that needs to be done within, being more charismatic, more confident. And then if you are chasing a big dream within your dream career, the reason why things are not progressing is because there's, again, more reflection, more inner shadow work that needs to be done. But you will get there though. The Six of Wands is success, so it will happen for you. But just be mindful of love affairs, okay? But that's what I'm saying. You have people sleeping on you as well. For those of you who have big dreams, but let them. It's part of the journey. Because when you get what you want, it's going to be embarrassing for them, you know? But that's what I'm getting. I'm going to move on to part 2. Thank you guys so much for watching. We have 10 minutes and 22 seconds. We have the Fox and the Ivy, which is adaptability. We have your life as a canvas, artist manifestation, creative accountability. We have endings. The cycle is over. It's time for you to make a change. Rebirth. It's time to say goodbye. And then we have respect. And then we have the Star, which is Aquarius. Okay, air sign energy. So what do you need to know about career? Some of you guys have been fired, or some of you guys have walked away from a job. I'm not gonna lie. This is not giving a conventional sort of vibe. It's not giving a conventional job, like I work in a 9 to 5, or maybe you did, but I'm getting this as a power where you've lost a job or you've left a job, okay? Because we have endings. The cycle is over. It's time for you to make a change, rebirth. It's time to say goodbye. Some of you guys are in the process of thinking of leaving a job you're in because you don't like it and you don't make enough money. You know, people are respecting you for this. If this is happening or this is going to happen, and people will respect you for it. There's something that I'm hearing self-made. Okay, some of you guys are going to become self-made, or maybe some of you already are self-made, and maybe you took a hit at some point and now you're coming back stronger. Spirit is saying that jobs, nothing is forever. Nothing is set in stone. You're always going to have to be adaptable. So the nature of your type of job, or just your type of career that you want, it's going to require adaptability. You're going to have to be good at multiple things. It's kind of like a Gemini. Like us Geminis, again, it's going to sound like I'm tooting my own horn, but Geminis just have a knack for learning new things. They like to learn new things. So therefore, they end up acquiring different skills. So similarly, you guys are actually being encouraged to pick up different hobbies, different skills, different things. So when one door doesn't work, you have another door. Same with multiple sources of income. You can't just have one job and rely on it. That job can decide to fire you, and then what do you have? It's always good to have multiple sources of income, so there's extra stability, because nothing is forever, nothing is set in stone. So there's a need for you to be more adaptable, okay? For some of you, I'm not gonna lie, I don't like predicting things like this, but this is what's coming up. Some of you guys will lose a job or will leave a job between now and the next 6 months. So you're being asked to be adaptable, save up your money, and just go with the change, because your life is a canvas. Some of you guys are living life like what's the word I'm looking for? Like a nomad. Like you're like, okay, cool, that job did work out, I'll jump here. Okay, cool, all right, cool. I don't know the next job. I'm unemployed, but I have enough money to keep me going. Whatever the next job happens, it's like you're going with the flow and it's working for you. Because we have your life as a canvas, artist, manifestation, creative accountability. So you have what it takes to give yourself the job that you want, the career that you want. But you just need to put action into it. Some of you just need to put more effort into the skills and talents that you have and promote it, as opposed to just having it and just not showcasing it as much. You will be respected for the things that you are doing, because we have Star, which is influencer energy or influential energy. Some of you guys, if you do something online like a platform, I see it taking off. But it's taken off after an ending of something else in your life. So it's like your energy then shifts towards the things that you are more passionate about. Some of you guys are going to be influencing other people in general, or just healing from some sort of ending. But it's actually working in your favor, because it's actually shaping you into a different person that you are needed for the career that you truly want to have. In terms of actual money, I do feel like you're going to be able to remain grounded. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not seeing an increase of money, but I'm not seeing a decrease either. You may be leaving a job, but you're not gonna be left without any money between now and the 6 months. I feel like you guys are going to be going into a business route, or creating something, or just continuously doing something that you're really passionate about that's actually going to be big, grand at some point. But between now and the 6 months, I'm just going to be honest, it's just going to be stable right now. Nothing grand, but just stable, letting the past go and moving and building something from scratch. But I'm just getting self-made. So this is more like a neutral kind of reading. Not too good, not too bad, just kind of in between. Stable, but you're moving towards a more authentic path and a more authentic way of living through your career, things that you love. So this is not giving like a normal job pile. This is giving like, I'm creative pile. I want this, you know, this is very unique, but it's going to require adaptability. You guys could be doing a job that requires a lot of adaptability in general. So that's the nature of life. So make sure you have your finances in check though, like you're saving up, because you just never know. But yeah, that's just pretty much what I'm getting. But the ball is in your court. So it's all about how you look at things. You could look at things and be like, oh, I lost my job and I'm never going to get something else. Or you could say, you know what, this allows me to do the things I actually are passionate about, and I could actually generate money doing this. You know, it's all about your mentality and how you look at things. But that's what's coming through. I'm going to move on to the next pile. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want a personal reading, just email me. So we have at 15 minutes and 50 seconds. You guys chose the Elk and the Ash, which is strength. Then we have High Wraith, longing for home, homesick for the stars. And then we have Alchemy, using witchcraft, occult, and learning God's secrets, transform the situation. Okay, we have Leo. And then we have the Six of Swords, which is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, air sign energy. So what I'm getting here is, okay, some of you guys have had to move on from a painful situation. Maybe you had a fight, or maybe you left the job, or you had to move house, or something happened that requires you to actually work through it. Some of you guys are struggling financially and things have just not been right. Things are just not looking good. So you could have been one of those people like, I just really need to get my finances in check, okay? But you're going to actually discover a way that you can generate more income. Some of you guys, it requires a move. It requires like relocation. Some of you guys felt like you didn't fit in your previous workplace or your previous just career. You felt like you were misaligned. So you felt the need to move forward and move on with the Six of Swords. But you will be moving on from anything that was toxic. Some of you guys worked in a very toxic workplace. And it's like you're taking the lessons you learned from it, and you're trying to transform the situation. This reminds me of my first ever job as a teacher. Like, this was like 5 years ago, and the workplace was very toxic. The school was known to be toxic, and I just was thrown into the deep end. And I said to myself, I could either stay and put up with it for a check, or I can go, and I just chose to go, you know. And it's like, it was always like toxicity where like people just attacking you for no reason, and like you're just kind of like existing. You know, yeah. But it's like everything that I learned from that workplace, I've taken it on board, and I'm very extreme. So I didn't just hop from one school to the next. I took some time out, did some inner work, had a baby, was with my baby for quite some time. Then I slowly entered back into work, slowly but surely, then did part-time. Now I'm doing full-time. So then I took some time and I came out with more confidence and more assertiveness and more knowing my rights and just knowing this and that and just being structured. And now I perform so well in my new job, and I have the support I need. And even if I didn't, I am not afraid to ask. Whereas in my last job, I was treated like trash. And it was like, I was newly qualified. I was straight out of university. So I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing, you know? But so you guys similarly are taking situations that you found difficult in your last place of work, and now you're taking it with you and you're learning from it and you're growing from it. We do have alchemy, so we're using witchcraft, occult, and learning God's secrets. So you guys, you don't have to be doing this literally, okay? But you could, some of you could. No judgment, but some of you guys are just taking this as alchemy, as in like, what can I learn from this and grow and evolve. Some of you could be doing it literally, like you could be into spell work, you could be into candle magic, you could be into manifesting and doing it however you want it to do it. But you're transforming the situation and you're growing and evolving from it, okay? You're looking at things in a different perspective. So between now 6 months, I do see you moving forward. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not saying that, you know, you're gonna have more money in the next 6 months. I'm just going to be honest, I don't see that here, but I could be wrong, but it's just not coming up right now. Energy is always subject to change. However, I do see you putting yourself first. We have the Leo. You guys are from workplaces where you really put your all in everything, and you were never given any respect or any of your flowers or any, you weren't given shit, okay? Sorry for my language, but it's like you're finally learning how to put yourself first, okay? Because we have strength. Yeah, you guys are going to overcome these struggles that you have financially. I do see you not being without. Okay, you're not going to get to a point where you're broke and you can't afford anything and you're really suffering financially. You're going to come out of that struggle, okay? It's temporary. If you're in that situation now, you're going to come out of that struggle completely between now and 6 months' time. However, you're going to take the lessons you learned from it, and you're never going to put yourself in that position again. I feel like you're going to become more selfish, okay? Law of attraction, law of assumption kind of energy. But you're going to be progressing, okay? But again, I'm not saying like you're going to have lots of money, but you're going to have stability in the next 6 months. You're not going to have worries about if I have enough money for this, but you're taking the lessons you learned. You could be moving to a whole other different job. But we do have high breath. Yeah, you may have felt very misunderstood in your workplaces, and you're finally going to be in a workplace between now and 6 months that you feel aligned with, that you feel respected, that you feel honored, that you feel like you can actually have friends and have a community in, you know, and you're not disrespected. So that's what I'm getting. I'm going to move on to the last pile. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you do want a personal reading, just email me, okay? So we have the last pile at 21 minutes and 7 seconds. You guys chose the horse and the bluebell, which is modest fortitude. Then we have the star ancestors, hidden secrets, lost wisdom, and look a little deeper. Then we have expression, open up your heart and connect with others, express your creative self. And then we have mixed. In the back we have empty. We have we have 5 of swords, which is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, air sign energy. So I'm not gonna lie guys, when I saw the mix and empty, some of you guys may have gone through a period where you're losing your spark, or you're losing passion for things, okay? Some of you guys may have questioned if a certain path is even for you because you're losing your spark, or you're not seeing much change or progression in something. But you guys need to get more back into your creativity, because we do have expression, your inner child. Open up your heart and connect with others. Express your creative self. This could even be the way you dress, the way you move, the way you know, conduct yourself, or just something physically that you're good at. Some of you guys have been, like, you could be having back issues, or there could be something to do with your root chakra that may have been overactive, and now you're tired. Now you want to do things that actually bring you joy. You don't want to just do the same old, same old. That's what I'm getting. But there's a need to do something more creative that you could actually open up a new doorway of income for. But this feels like I'm repeating myself, because I feel like I've mentioned this in the first 2 piles. Okay? You need to bring past or just current or just any experiences that you resonate with into your art if you are a creative. I feel like, yeah, with this 5 of swords, it feels like you're always in this energy of like trying to just make it and just win and just do what you need to do, or just do what is expected of you. But it gets tiring sometimes. It could be mentally conflicted with the mixed and the empty, like questioning whether this path is for you, or questioning whether this job is for you. But Spirit is saying star ancestor, so hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. There may be a need for you to just do a lot of meditative relaxations and find the answers. You know, I'm not Buddhist, but there's a thing called Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. It's like chanting that and being still, and suddenly the answers will come to you when you're doing meditative chanting. Again, I'm not Buddhist, but I'm a very open-minded person. So someone once recommended it to me, and I thought, well, it's not gonna hurt, is it? Let me try it. And I started feeling like relaxed. And when I was more at a relaxed state, I started finding solutions to any problems I had. So now I applied that whenever I'm really stressed out or I don't know what to do. I'm like, all right, breathe, sit down, be present. What can you see? I see roses, I see a table, I see cards, I see a camera. Okay, we're in the present now. Relax. Let the answers come to me, okay? And then I'll chant, and then suddenly the answers will come to me. You don't even have to chant it. You can just be in absolute silence, and answers will just randomly start coming to you when you put the intention out that you want to find those solutions, or the solutions are within you, okay? Not to get too spiritual here, but it's giving that you will find the answers to what you're looking for. Some of you guys could be feeling a little bit angry, like frustrated, as in like, what am I meant to do? Where am I going, you know? Because you've been consistent. For those of you who know what you want to do, but you're just not seeing progress, you're being asked to be consistent and don't lose faith. because some of you guys may have doubt as to whether something's for you or not. But for others of you, you may be completely lost, like you just don't know what you're meant to do. You're meant to tap more into your inner child, so do more creative things and try and explore different things and see what sticks, see what you gravitate towards, see what you genuinely take an interest in, and be consistent with it. For example, like with my eldest son, he's not academic. He's autistic, but like on a different level of autism. Not like, oh my god, I'm so cool and quirky autism. Like actually like the type of autism where like you really, really need to be like break things down for him to digest it. But he loves gymnastics. He loves physical stuffs. So did I say stuffs? He loves physical stuff, flips, tricks, splits. He loves that stuff. So I try and push him towards something that he likes. And that's his creative itself. That's just what he gravitates more towards, and he can do that for hours, even on the trampoline, flips and tricks. Whereas my younger one is good at pretty much a lot of things. Like my younger one loves learning new things, languages, remembering things, maths. But he also loves creative stuff. He loves piano, playing music, dancing, singing, whatever it may be. So just do more things that are more expressive to you and see what sticks if you don't know what your career should be. But for others of you who do know, you're being asked to be consistent and don't lose faith, because you will be tested, okay? But in terms of your actual finances, I'm not gonna lie, it's stable. I'm not getting an increase between now and 6 months, if I'm gonna be honest. It's just gonna be stable though. You know, you're not gonna be living without. But for some of you, you may need to be cautious with how you're spending though, okay? Don't overspend. Some of you are worried thinking you're not gonna have enough money, you're living paycheck to paycheck, but you will be able to make enough. But if you want more, you're being advised to do something more on the creative end. You may open up a new branch for finances. And I don't mean in a way where like you start doing one thing and then money comes out of the blue. I just mean like the consistency. It kind of reminds me of this channel. I never started this channel with the intention to be monetized or to people to know what I look like. I used to do these readings where no one could see my face. It was so taboo. I didn't want anyone to know of my existence. But I just randomly felt an urge to do it. I'm like, I've always been into being intuitive. I've always been into making predictions and all of these things and helping people. Let me just do it on YouTube now. And I was hoping nobody would find me, but oh my god, there's always an American that will find me and talk about me, and then other Americans will find me too, and then I'm like, now everyone knows. Now everyone knows this channel. So then when I said, you know what, screw it, let me just show my face now that everyone's subscribing, you know? So sometimes it can happen by mistake. And little did I know, now this is like a channel where it's monetized. So similarly, that could be the case for you, where you start something, you didn't think it, like you're not thinking about like the money element. You're just thinking about, is it something I gravitate towards? Is it something I'm good at, you know? And then it becomes a side hustle. That even makes me think of TikTok as well. You can get money from TikTok. You can also get money from Instagram as well. But yeah. Financially, it's just stable. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not getting an increase, but you'll be able to take care of yourself. But yeah, there still needs to be a lot more